It's Matt Santagapita, Santa Knows Best, and this is my take on smart homes and where that industry is going. These are a handful of products that we use some in the office, but I actually use a lot of these products at home. So this is a device called a Vera Smart Home Controller. So what this actually does is it almost is the connection piece or your main smart hub that connects all these different devices. So you can actually have Alexa and Google Home connected to that and then pipe it into kind of different elements of your home. So like as an example, this little device here, this is a little simple sensor that you could put into a room, for instance, and you could program it so that when somebody enters the room, that your Vera system would automatically turn, let's say, lights on. You could also have it so that your either Google Home or your Alexa through voice commands could actually control those same lights by a smart switch. So this is just an example of one. There's another GE brand right here. This one here, you can also have it so if you tap it, let's say twice, you can actually program it. If you consistently like your light level at 50%, program it, double tap, and your pot lights will automatically go to 50%. Or you can have it so it's voice controlled. Or the other nice thing through a Vera Smart Hub, you can actually also control it so different things in your home will happen at different times of day. So let's say a half hour before dusk, you could have it so your main brain here would automatically, through all these light switches, dim your exterior lights or turn them on, whichever, whatever you want to do, right? Couple other things that we have, everybody's heard of like Chromecasting maybe. You've got audio and video. This happens to be an audio one, so through this simple jack, you would just put it into your amp and it automatically connects your music. One favorite of mine that's kind of neat is the Ring doorbell. So as an example, if you order a lot of packages to your home, somebody hits this doorbell, it automatically will connect to either a tablet or a smartphone and give you a little picture of who's standing in front of your front door, but also give you a voice connection to it. So for delivery people who, let's say, need acknowledgement, in a lot of cases, but you just doing it through your voice on the doorbell will actually work. This is a product made by Ubiquiti. It's basically a Voip phone or voice over IP, so it connects through an internet connection. You can actually, on the screen of this, you can actually connect anything Gmail related. So you can actually have your calendar on there. So great for an office environment or home office environment. But it also actually allows you to pipe into cameras and things like the Ring. So if you have, let's say, a camera, here's a Hikvision camera, which has night vision on it. And then this is a Ubiquiti product, which actually has night vision, but also controls audio. You can actually have it so those cameras would also appear on that device too. The biggest important piece that I'm going to say people need to really though start thinking about when it comes to most of these items, especially light switches and little sensors like this, is that they're all running off of Wi-Fi. Why you need to think about that is a regular router or modem that you'll get from your internet service provider, it's actually not designed for commercial grade Wi-Fi traffic. And what I mean by that, it's number of devices. So yes, it can do X amount of megs or X amount of gigs, but you can't necessarily have 20 devices connected to it. That's where one of these little gizmos comes in. It's called an access point. This one again is a Ubiquiti product. This allows your wireless network to operate a little bit more at a commercial grade. So, if you just think about how many light switches you have in your home, you're not talking one or two. You're talking the eventual, every single light switch in your house is going to be a smart switch like this. It's inevitable, it's just going to happen. So one other kind of, I guess, more popular device, everybody probably knows this one, is a Nest thermostat. Pretty simple. It's a thermostat, but does some kind of fancy stuff when you're home or when you're not home. Again, this is a Chromecast for video, so this would actually connect to the back of your TV. and allow you to cast, let's say like YouTube, Netflix, that kind of stuff onto your television. And then there's this little one, which I think this one's actually kind of neat. This one's made by Lanier, which makes garage door openers. As an example, you can open up your garage door with your voice, and it all pipes into this little thing here, which is your Vera Smart Home controller. So this kind of gives you an idea of where smart home and home automation's going. This is really just scraping the surface. In the coming years, we're really going to see that. And years ago, there was this phrase coined, it was the Internet of Things is coming. And what that is that essentially at some point in time, every single thing in your home will be connected to the internet. So your fridge will be connected to the internet, your microwave, your stove, all of these things. And why that is one, it's going to be for manufacturers' defects. They can fix them or know that there's a real defect with it. But the other is to actually simplify our lives. So if you're building a new home or if you're looking at doing a reno, there's really two big things that you really, really need to pay attention to. And we've talked about this in another video. It's network wiring. You can never have enough of this stuff because all these devices, or at least the majority of the devices, are going to need to get plugged in, and doing it direct plug-in with a Cat 5 or 6 e-wire is the smartest way. But then for other devices that won't, you really need a robust access point that can handle the workload that becomes the real workhorse of your internal network in your home. So Matt Santagapita, Santa Knows Best, and this is my take on smart home technology.